the Queen obviously has nothing better to do. So she has written the hierarchy of curtsying, right?
Okay.
So if you are part of the royal family, who do you curtsy to? Who do you not have to curtsy to? It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever read in my entire life.
Okay, for those of you who aren't familiar with English snobbery, curtsy is when you're like, "Was ik lot?" Okay, bowing in some fashion, and I don't even know how they're supposed to do it.
Right.
Anyway, this actually makes me like the Queen more because she's doing the same thing that I do on my off time, power rankings. Like, except with me, it's like, okay, power rankings in basketball, go. All right, I'm gonna put myself at number 1, like the beginning of every power ranking. Okay, I'll put Steve-O at number 2. Oh, JR only at number 3. Remember when we did that for arm wrestling?
Yes.
So turns out the Queen is doing the same thing. Like, okay, all right, power rankings on curtsying. Which is not the direction I'd go because that sounds incredibly boring, but okay. So what was the result?
I just have a problem with it because I hate the idea of it's literally bowing down to authority.
You're right. I hadn't thought of it that way. Literally, yes.
That's why it really bothers me. But anyway, so when it comes to Kate Middleton, according to the Queen, she must curtsy to the blood princesses, so people who are actually born.
What is this, Game of Thrones?
I know.
I shall have it with blood and with something of fire or something. And if it's Khaleesi, well, then you have to curtsy more. Okay, so she has to curtsy to the blood princesses.
Blood princesses. The Princess Royal, Princess Alexandra, and daughters of the Duke of York, and Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie. So she.
And you guys get on me, the British do, some British do, when I make fun of this. Are you kidding me? What is this? Like?
And does that mean those blood princes do not have to curtsy to Princess Kate?
You are correct.
That's bullshit.
Okay, it is so, but there's a twist, Dave. Wait for the twist. The twist is if the Kate Middleton is with the prince, then they have to flip around and curtsy her ass.
Yes.
Good.
I like how Dave's emotional about who's curtsying to Kate Middleton. Okay, but I think that's even worse in some ways. Like, if your prince is with you, then you count, and everybody has to bow down to you. If your prince isn't with you, then you ain't worth shit. So you got to bow down to them. Isn't that worse in some way?
I just hate all of it, every single part of it. I hate the idea of curtsying, period. Can you imagine being in an environment where every time your boss comes in, you have to curtsy to him because he has more authority than you do?
Wait a minute, I'm the boss. So I like this. Okay, all right. No, seriously though, all kidding aside, I would hate it.
It's the
worst.
worst.
How unbearable would it be if you walk into a room and a bunch of kiss asses are like, "Was ik te lang?" I'll be like, "No, get, what is this?" Right? And I remember from the movie, the HBO movie about John Adams, so I don't know if it really happened. I didn't read the whole book, right? But in the movie, John Adams has to learn how to curtsy to the king. And he's like, well, I just led a revolution against this guy. Okay, now they're separate countries and it's important to have diplomatic ties. So he's like, right? So anyway, yeah, of course I agree with you. The curtsying is insanity.